What exactly does it mean to be a business shaman?
Well, like you mentioned, I combine ancient wisdom with modern prophets. I'm very big into mixing holistic healing alongside predatory capitalism.
It's a natural combo.
Yeah, what I love about it is the sustainability,
Yes.
because if you're not profiting, how long can you really keep it up?
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
So, when you work with a CEO, do you also work with the employees of a company?
I work with CEOs, and I engage in something I like to call trickle-down spirituality. So I do tend to avoid the entry-level workers. I don't pay attention to minimum wage. What I'm trying to do is minimize rage. And what I do is work with, venture fund, managers, hedge funds, and then also, CEOs, and try to work with them. And then I assume the healing will spill down like a champagne tower of enlightenment to the masses who they employ.
Yeah, CEOs, rich people need healing too, of course.
One might argue they need it most of all.
Yes, and what exactly was your personal wellness journey?
Oh, it's been an interesting one. It, of course, began at what I consider the mecca of wellness in our culture, which is Lululemon. I was a sales associate at the branch in Rockville, Maryland, which is where I discovered that I was a Reiki master. Yeah. Because I had never even heard of Reiki, and then someone was talking to me about it, and I asked what it was, and they're like, oh, it's almost like a massage, but what happens is the person almost touches you, but never quite touches you, and that goes on for 2 hours. And I was like, well, that's just every date I've been on in the past decade. So I am actually a Reiki master without even realizing it. And then from there, I joined an internet monastery and, did a lot of remote learning via that. And from there, I started a yoga studio, Vision, our multi-level spirituality organization. And, I've done a lot of things to just try to battle my toxic masculinity and try to determine what my pronouns actually should be. And, of course, I've decided my pronouns, just so you know, I, me, mine. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I always like to keep the ego front and center, right where I can see it.
That makes sense. So who are your mentors?
Oh, my mentors, Michael Pollan, Deepak Chopra,
Of course.
Eckhart Tolle, and Jennifer Aniston.
Naturally.
I find her persistence extremely impressive.
I saw in your bio online that you're a leader in climate justice acupuncture.
That's true, yeah. And a lot of people think that's acupuncture on behalf of climate justice. That is not the case. Climate justice acupuncture, what we actually do is we travel around the world putting needles in the soil.
Yes.
So the planet can start to heal itself. Because I feel like we live in a society that's really based too much on victimhood. And I feel like we're blaming humans all the time, but it's about time the planet took some responsibility for its own health.
It's about self-reliance.
Exactly.
Radical self-reliance.
Alignment.
So are you a guru? Would you call yourself that?
Well, that's a tricky word, isn't it? Guru, I always feel like it's something you can't call yourself that. Other people can refer to you that way, like genius or artist, but you can't say it yourself. Like the more you talk about being a guru, probably like the less likely you are to actually be one. But yes, I do call myself a guru.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Got it. But and speaking of being guru, it seems you started the cult Vision. Is that accurate?
It is accurate. I did start Vision. Like you said, there are rumors that it's a sex cult.
Yeah.
Those are not true. It's a results cult. Okay, there's some tattooing that goes on, but it's completely optional. And, it's really about healing. And, people learn a lot of interesting things.
What do they learn at Vision?
Mostly how to sell our products. And the right time to sell our products, which is, of course, at the end of a yoga class in a period that we like to call sales vasana. Yeah. Because I've found that when chakras are open, wallets are open. Yeah.
I see. And so what kind of people sign up for Vision?
It's mostly actresses, models, and servers who are considering becoming real estate agents.
Okay. It's very specific.
That's our sweet spot.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays you really have to have a focused niche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got that SEO.
Yes.
So you talk a lot about radical acceptance. What exactly
yes.
is that?
I'm a big believer in radical acceptance. That's why at Vision we accept all kinds of credit cards, and Bitcoin, and Ethereum, and those NFT kitties, and Amazon gift cards, whatever you need. And so that's what I mean
So
when I
accepting.
talk about radical
What a
acceptance.
model. What a
Yeah.
model. And is it true that you're under investigation by the FBI?
You know who else was under investigation by the FBI? Martin Luther King Jr.,
Just like,
Right.
so true.
John Lennon.
Oh my God.
So I guess if that's what it means to be under investigation by the FBI, then yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah. I also read online that you have a form of meditation called silenciesta. What's that?
Yes, the silenciesta. Well, I've mastered the art of lucid dreaming. And within my lucid dreams, I actually meditate. And so I meditate for 8 hours every night during the silenciesta. And it's great. It's one of my things that I'm proudest of, is the way I can control my dreams. I will also mention that I do have an app out as well. Yeah, it's called Guru, Gooro. And it's kind of like the
Actually.
Uber for meditation. So what you can do is you can actually like hire someone to do your meditating for you. Yeah, it's
Service
great. And then
economy.
there's like a dashboard. You can look at how close to enlightenment they are, see the progress, and it's super handy when you're too busy to do all that meditating on your own. Our app is there to help.
You are such an innovator. It
Thank
seems
you,
you've
thank you.
performed a type of bodywork called marthing.
Marthing, yeah.
Marthing.
Yeah, perhaps you've heard of Rolfing. So Marthing is similar. It's a form of deep tissue body work, but it's based on the teachings of Martha Stewart.
Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. So it's really is healing, stress reliever, and then it also helps you pick out home furnishings.
Oh. So multi-purposes,
Yeah.
really. Okay, so I'm going to do a sort of lightning round of products you have out there.
Can't wait, can't wait.
What is this first one? Nitwit. What's that?
Oh, well, we all know about Fitbit, of course.
Right.
You know, tracks your health, your wellness, the steps you've taken, how long you've slept. Wouldn't it be great if there was a Fitbit, but for spiritual health?
Yeah.
And so that's what the Nitwit is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it tracks how long are your tantric sex sessions. The Nitwit can tell you, you know, how long have you spent meditating, you know, how long were you in yoga class for, and then it's actually a stone that will reveal to you via its color
Oh.
how spiritually healthy you are.
Yes.
And then, of course, there's also the Nitwit Plus, which is a dashboard that it's sort of like a car dashboard, but for your chakras. Yeah, so it'll just tell you which chakra you should check and light up, and it's very handy. Yeah.
All right, iRogaine. I'm seeing iRogaine.
You see it correctly. Yeah, well, we're all familiar with ibogaine, or some people call it ibogaine, but this is iRogaine, which is ibogaine mixed with something that treats male pattern baldness. So you can crack your head open and then grow hair on it at the same time. You know, and it's very handy for curing toxic masculinity and toxic male pattern baldness.
Yes. Very toxic.
Yeah, yeah.
So what about this one, C2B2?
Oh yeah, that's great. That's it's a special product that we've developed. It's 2CB mixed with CBD, and we sell it at CB2.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
and
see.
it's called C2B2.
Naturally.
Yeah,
It's right
yeah.
there.
I encourage you to give it a try.
Yeah.
Very impactful.
And all right, last one, we've got EFTs.
Sure. Well, you know, EFTs are extra fungible tokens, and because I don't like putting the word non and fungi next to each other, I can't
Yeah.
endorse any
Yeah.
rejection of the wood wide web. So we sell extra fungible tokens. Yeah.
Wise, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand why you've built a following. Can you tell me about some of your celebrity clients?
Sure, sure. Well, I mean, I'd be remiss if before I tell you that I didn't mention our gold standard product.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Which
yeah.
of course is it's holistic Botox. Yeah, and the holistic Botox that we do is called Hobotox. And a lot of people are like, Botox, how can that be holistic? And a lot of people don't realize that Botox was actually developed by a tribe in the Amazon called the Botohico. And yeah, and Botohiko, of course, is translated to surprised eyes. Yeah. And they view it as sacred medicine.
Yeah.
And I agree with them because, our goal, of course, is to get to beginner's mind. And I always say the path to beginner's mind starts with beginner's face. Yeah.
So true.
Thank
So
you.
true.
Namaste. Namaste.
Wisdom.